Hey, this is Dennis. I'm back. We're in Acts chapter 24, and I want to go over verse 26. This is talking about Felix the governor. He hoped also that money should have been given him of Paul, that he might loose him. It's called a bribe. And there's a lot of scriptures in the Old Testament that God talks about bribes. I just looked one up really quick, and y'all can look up all the other different scriptures about it. But Exodus chapter 23 verse 8. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. A gift, a bribe. And being on that subject, I was a respiratory therapist for 21 years, and when I was up in Frisco City, Alabama, I worked at the Monroe County Hospital, and I started a DME business there. Basically, started out renting and selling oxygen. And I was very naive and went around, and I saw in writing there was a big fine for giving doctors money, giving them a bribe for business. I can't remember the exact amount. But I started going around talking to the doctors and asking them, for referrals. And not all of them, but I had a number of doctors, they just asked me, well, what are you going to do for me? And I tell them, I'm going to do really good service for you. I'll send you a monthly report, how your patient's doing. Well, that'd be the last time I'd hear from them. Well, years ago, I knew this preacher had a thrift store up in Molina, Florida. And we got to be friends. And I knew a guy that had a DME business in Escambia, Santa Rosa County. And he didn't know that I knew this guy that owned this business. And the preacher got to telling me about how he used to work for this guy. He said, you won't believe what I used to do. I said, what'd you do? He said, my whole job is I had a briefcase full of $300 gift cards. And I made a weekly round, going around passing out those gift cards to doctors. Well, I think that owner wound up being a millionaire. One other thing, my dad was always into politics. He loved politics. Ran for sheriff one time, and then ran for county commissioner and got it, and actually was chairman of county commissioners for a while. And one day out here on the farm, he just up and told me, he said, son, he said, I was approached by someone that if I would have just voted a certain way on this one thing, and I got 3 brothers, he said, you and your brothers would never had to have worked for the rest of your life. Now that must have been one heck of a bribe. So anyhow, I think that's what it's all about here in verse 26. So bribes is nothing new. Been going on for thousands of years. Felix the governor hoped also that money should be given him of Paul, that he might let him go. Well, God bless y'all. Walk with God one day at a time.